The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Worldwide and out to the greater universe, you're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Greetings, friends. Welcome to another broadcast. Thank you for joining me. I don't have a whole lot because we've had some issues here in the studio. Most of you who have tuned in have kind of gotten a little bit out of me, but I haven't really been completely open with what we've been going through here in the studio. But recent developments with one station, I realized I may need to be a little more clear what's going on here. We're having a little problem with the computer systems here, and we're trying to upgrade, and we got the computer, but we need programs and all that, and we don't have the money for it, of course. So we're doing our best to do all this, and in the meantime, we had the crash of the temporary main computer with all the programs we needed to do the broadcast. So we've had a real hard time keeping up with doing the weekly shows, especially 2 hours. We've almost knocked that out completely for the past couple months, actually, because it was just becoming impossible to do it. And, well, whatever. We're at the situation now, or at the point, to where we are running off a laptop because the temporary main computer crashed. And we don't have the new computer, which is a badass mother. Yeah, that thing's really awesome, but to get up and running and to do what we need to do, we got to get programs, and not all the programs are of a economical nature. So we're doing what we can, so we're apologizing here at the beginning, not only to you the listeners, but to the many stations that carry the show, that we're doing our best to keep up. We've also had some personal issues with my father passing and many other little ordeals along the way, that it's been really difficult to maintain the show as you have come to expect. And I want to apologize again to everybody. I'm doing my best, though, but we're a one-man show. There's hardly any funding that come into the show, and we're already strapped in our personal life with our financial situation. And it kind of ties into everything we're going to talk about tonight, because it's, my personal financial situation has a lot to do with my personal experiences. And, do I get promoted at jobs, or do I, when I start a business, can I get work and stuff like that? And have found that things have been more difficult as we get older in life when it comes to that. I start realizing that, man, everything that I used to be able to do to generate business and income, it's getting harder and harder to do that. And you ask yourself why that is, and it's because society in general has been transformed, and we're so much more tied in to the banking systems and everything through the internet and everything. I mean, we all use debit cards now. There's no cash going around. The government's got to get their dirty little hands on every single dime that you earn. Again, from my personal experience, I don't see why they've earned any of that money. That's funny, because they want to raise up there. Democrats want to raise because they haven't had them, and at some point in history, and I don't care about the date, all the people who know the little dates, but some point in history, They made it so it was like a mandatory thing that we give Congress raises. Well, I'm sorry. You guys haven't earned a raise. You don't even earn the money you have right now. When's the last time you guys passed a budget? Was it 15, 16, 17 years? I mean, that's mandatory by the Constitution. You can't even do that. Okay, when have you, not only when have you passed the budget, but when have you been able to reduce the deficit or knock the deficit out? You can't even do that. You guys can't even spend only what you take in. You're well beyond that. $21 trillion. $21 trillion. And like the governor here in Michigan, she just gets in and, she's looking really great because she's been behind this thing to reduce the insurance rates here in Michigan. Because we had some of the highest, if not the highest insurance rates, car insurance that is, in the entire nation. Or in the 50 states. Yet she works with the Republican, bipartisan deal. We've talked about that before, how these bipartisan deals work. What they want, it's a game. And all of you people who live in Michigan that are listening to the show on Alien X Radio, on Indie Radio Network, wherever you may be, that are tuned in to the broadcast and you live in Michigan, you're going to think it's great that she found a way to reduce insurance rates for your car. You're going to think that's great, except instead of letting you keep that money, instead of letting you keep it, what is she going to do? She wants to raise the gas tax on you 45 cents, some incredible amount. She wants to raise the gas tax on you. So what she's doing, she couldn't find a way to nab you, right? She couldn't find a way to take your money straight up. So what she's going to do is she's going to do an end run. She's going to steal money from insurance companies, which, I think the rates are too high. I do. But all they're doing in Gretchen and all those people up in Lansing there, they're going to find a way to reduce the insurance rates so that they can grab more in the gas tax, because they're going to tell you, oh, we cut you a deal, now we need money. See, they can't just let you have your money. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not a dirty, rotten politician. No. They want your money. And they're going to find ways, if they can't just overtly grab it and take it from your pocket, they're going to act benevolent. They're going, we're helping you out over here. Now, since we helped you out, we need your money. We need your money. The money you got back. The money you're actually finally saving. So you're actually not going to save any money. You got nothing. Because they're going to take it all in the gas tax, and the more you drive, the more you're going to pay into that tax, which I'm actually fine with that. The more you drive, the more you pay. I'm good with that. But the way they're doing this, and they're claiming, Gretchen there is claiming that she's going to fix the roads. We need to fix the roads. Have you driven in Michigan lately? There's construction all over, and this stuff was appropriated long before old Gretchen got into office. Do you not remember that? I mean, people's memories are like 2 minutes long. She comes in. That was her big thing. We're going to fix the roads. Do you guys not remember before she even talked about that, before she wasn't even running for governor? Schneider and all those guys up in Lansing passed like a 17-year road fixer-upper plan. You don't remember that, right? Because your memory's like 2 seconds long. So we already have construction. Everywhere you go, there's construction. This way and that. We can't get away from it. Yet old Gretchen wants to take more money, and she claims, the politician, right? But she claims that they're going to use it for the roads. I mean, they've had money for the roads for many, 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 many years, and nothing's been done with the roads, or very little has been done. So we're supposed to believe that the next liar is going to do something different than the prior liar. And because the current liar, the current scam artist up there in Lansing, is a D, they want to find a way to take more money from you. Because these always want your money. It's an interesting thing. If you notice, we haven't had the banger cam either for a little while. That's because of some of the problems. So please forgive us there, the people who were tuned into the banger cam and like to see the antics that go on in the show. Sorry about that. Can't do it right now. But what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think the same thing I am? That all this is the government of Michigan found a way to give you little money, so then they could come around and then run you with a tax to take that money right back from you. So all they're doing is ripping off money from the insurance companies in the long run. You know what that's going to do? It's probably going to get people laid off. So not only are they going to try to take money that they didn't have before, the government always wants, they're never satisfied with money, right? We spoke about it 100,000 times on the broadcast, but the government will never be satisfied with the amount of money they take. They will take up to 100%, and if they could find a way to take 110% from you, they would. Yet the founders fought against 2 and 3 and 4 and 5% taxes. Here we are, 30+%. I mean, when you add it all in, it might be 50% with the sales tax and then the property taxes. Yeah, but hey, and if we didn't have these taxes, we wouldn't have to take out mortgages to buy homes. You realize that, ladies and gentlemen, don't you? If we didn't have to pay such exorbitant taxes, we'd be able to purchase homes, or at least have shorter mortgages. So that means this is something for the long run. Let's do a little math here. If you could only have a mortgage for like 10, 15 years instead of 30, you're going to have 20 years of money going in the positive, going into your bank account, maybe improving your home, whatever it might be. Instead of having to use a credit card, you'd have cash. Cash, because you didn't have to have a mortgage for additional 20 years. But because the government takes such a great amount of your income, mind you, they don't do the job they were sent to do up there, so literally they're ripping you off. It's like some things I see in the corporate workforce. We may get to that eventually, but so they rip you off. Because you got to pay taxes. And they don't ever earn their money. And they want to raise. They want to raise because, it's written into some law somewhere. Well, there's immigration policies written into some law there. How about we enforce them? Did you see the new number? 1 million a month or something are coming in. That's the estimated amount. Are you kidding me? Roughly 1 million or so, give or take, according to the latest numbers of illegal aliens coming into the country. How could that be happening under Trump, I wonder? What the heck is going on? There's nothing that the people, even though Trump is president, nothing that they've wanted, the people who elected Trump, that is, they're not getting anything. That's the fairness doctrine, according to the left, probably. They get everything. The people who oppose them get nothing. I mean, because that's democracy. If they outnumber you by 1, you lose. That's why they want the popular vote. That's why they want the popular vote, because it'd be easier to cheat you. To have the popular vote you got in your own state. So what are you going to do there? People are too shallow, too ignorant to realize all this is happening, or are they too corrupt? Because I'm beginning to be convinced that is the case. My caring for people has begun to ebb because I see their nature and what they accept and what they really ask for. And it's a shame. Because the road we're taking this country, this once great country, it's a road to nothing I want to be a part of, because all it is going to be bringing in people from other parts of the world that have no freedom at all to then control them, because you can give them a little bit of freedom, more than they had back home, and you can rob all the people who know about freedom, rob all of them of their freedom. It's amazing. We got to take a break, folks. I'm going to bring it down a notch when we get back, and maybe we'll talk some other subjects. We'll be right back.
Hey, Uncle Shady, where are they going? Hey, you, get back here. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
Does your house need a paint job, but you don't want to do it? Then call Tom at Quality One Painting. He can handle all of your interior and exterior painting needs. He gives free estimates and senior discounts. Call Tom at Quality One. 313-982-2986. That's 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
And it's so much fun.
Why you keep talking?
Oh, am I not supposed to?
No. Oh, back to John.
I think next we'll open up the phone lines. So if you want to call in, you know the secret hotline number. Feel free to do that. But before we get to your calls, thought I'd make a small correction. I made a little boo-boo in the first segment there. I said it was over 1 million illegal immigrants a month. I meant to say a year, but a month came out, so we've got to correct that. We try to do our best to not misinform you. So the people who were watching on the banger cam are probably going to be yelling at me. That's wrong. But we made the correction here in our second segment. We just realized that when we were on break, so I wanted to make that correction. Now, with that being said, a bunch of you are on the phone line, so let's go to line one. Captain, you're up first.
Oh, hi. Did you hear the president didn't want to have his pride this month?
You must be referring to the White House order to all our embassies not to fly the gay pride flag, right?
That's what I said, silly.
I don't think anybody should worry. There's still embassies defying the order.
Well, I don't even see why they need a month anyways.
That's funny you say that because, yeah, most of the time we know you're gay. You don't have to get all prideful about it. We kind of figure that out.
It's so fake. If you're gay, everybody already knows it. You don't have to tell them.
And trust me, the transsexuals and all those other ones, we know that too. You don't need to tell us.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, thanks for your call. Our next call, and Gooberfish. What say you?
Yo, man, did you see all the migrants be claiming they get the money from the U.S., England, Central America, and Africa, man, to come here, man?
Well, they got to get funding from somewhere.
Why ain't the president doing something about that, man?
Well, it could be one of two things. Either his hands are tied, which on the surface, that's what it appears to be, or he doesn't want to fix it either. And he's just another politician who lies.
Oh, man, don't tell me that. I voted for that guy. He's supposed to make America great again, man.
Well, it's up to you to decide if he's followed through on his promises. Thanks for your call. Heading over to Taylor, Tucky. Wilbert, what say you?
Hey, John, just to piggyback on that last call, there's a story out of San Antonio. It says there are hundreds of illegal immigrants being dropped off there, and they're all from Congo.
And that's one of those countries that has been stricken with Ebola.
And they're saying that there's more on the way.
Again, we go back to the president and what's happening at the border. But either way, the problem is getting worse, and nothing is getting done to fix it. Thanks for your call. Going to Detroit, Shady, what say you?
Just want to talk about that Madonna lady, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I saw she was in the news.
You know what that crazy woman said?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
She said she feels raped by her New York Times profile.
That's because they were talking about her age, and she doesn't like the fact that she's old.
Well, that's because she hasn't aged well, John. Look at her. She's uglier than ever.
And she says it's not too strong a word to use rape by the New York Times.
Listen here, John.
Because she was raped at 19.
If she was really raped at 19, would she have been a slut her whole life?
Listen, I wasn't there, Shady. I don't know.
You think if that quote-unquote rape was so traumatic, she wouldn't have been a slut her whole life?
I do see the logic in that thinking, Shady. She did offer blowjobs to anybody who voted against Trump in the last presidential election.
Not to mention all her public antics of her sluttery.
Sluttery?
Yeah, her sluttery. That's like her profession. How do you think she got big, Joan? Wasn't because she had talent.
No. She's got a lot of hits.
Oh, Joan, she used shock value. Look at AC/DC. They're the ugliest bunch of men on the face of the planet, and they sold a lot of albums.
That's because they're good songwriters.
That's what I'm saying, Joan. Song to song, AC/DC's better.
Yep. How did we get on AC/DC when we were talking about Madonna?
I was just proving a point.
Okay, well, thanks for your point. I'm going to let you go now.
All right, Joan, one more question, though.
What's that?
Can we stop talking about all this gay stuff? It's making me a little queasy in the belly. They don't have to be breaking out the flags and parading all around to know that they're a bunch of freakified weirdos.
Okay, Shady, thanks for your call. Our next call coming in from Nerd Eye.
Hey, did you see that NASA wants to allow tourists to visit the International Space Station by next year?
Yeah, at an estimated cost of more than $50 million per trip.
I wonder if they have discount rates for poor people.
Probably if you're a minority.
Oh, I don't know how, but I would have to get the money.
Well, maybe you should start a GoFundMe page.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Why do you want to go up there anyways?
Well, I'm curious.
What are you curious about?
I want to know once and for all if the world is round or flat.
Oh, are you a flat earther?
No, but I just want to make sure.
Nerd Eye, you're a scientist. You should think the world is round.
Yeah, but I've never done the data myself, so I can only believe what they tell me.
And do you believe the world is round?
Well, it seems to be kind of like molecules, but that's another story.
All right, thanks for your call. Our next call coming in from Washington, D.C. Donald, what say you?
John, just want to call in. It's huge news, John.
And what's that you're referring to?
Oh, John, I'm making history, John.
What, did you consume the most Big Macs of any president?
No, John, but I might need to try that after I lose a few pounds.
Then what are you talking about, Mr. President?
We've got the first ever female infantry division commander, John. It's huge news.
I did hear about that, sir. Congratulations.
Trust me, she did everything she had to do to get there, John.
And what led to this decision?
Oh, it was many meetings, John, with her sitting on my presidential staff. Got the idea from Bill.
You mean the former president?
Why do you think they call him a staffer, John?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President, for the information.
No problem.
In other news, U.S. job growth slowed sharply in May and wages rose less than expected, raising fears that the loss of momentum in the economy actively could be spreading to the labor market, which could put pressure on Federal Reserve to cut rates this year. Oh, goody. Well, we'll see. They raised rates to hurt the economy. Maybe they'll loosen those rates to help the economy. I wish more people understood the role of the Federal Reserve and what they actually are. They're not a government entity, and because of that fact, their manipulation of the monetary system, their actions always end up being pushed towards private interests. In a companion story of sorts, President Donald Trump, trade wars have already wiped out about $100 worth of the Americans' savings they got from the crappy 2017 tax law. Nowhere near what the corporations got, and they really didn't do a whole lot with that, did they? They pretty much kept that to themselves. They had to make those profits, got that stock market rocking. So that was good for them. Looks like we're up against the break, folks, so when we get back, we'll talk some gardening and other things.
Don't move a muscle.
The John Lebang Show will be right back.
With lots of fun and excitement, yes!
Are you in need of commercial or residential window cleaning? Do you need your office cleaned? Maybe custodial work? How about some gutter cleaning? If you do, then call Pane in the Glass for a beautiful shine that's crystal clear. Call Pane and the Glass. You can find them on Facebook at Pane and the Glass.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John Lebang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Banger. Now here's John.
Well, I finally got the old garden in. Boy, that was an effort with the amount of rain we've been having. Now, please don't, because I'm guessing here, but I bet you probably 65 to 70% of the days here in spring, at least, have been rain. Unbelievable amounts of rain. The ground has been soaked, but I finally got it all in. Our local, I guess you would call it, farm market had a special $3 a flat. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy 2 flats, more than I ever need. One guy here, I have like 58 tomato plants, 13 or 14, I don't know, just an amazing amount of pepper plants, broccoli and cabbage and cantaloupe and lettuce, and I had so many tomato plants. I had asked my little niece, do you want a tomato plant? Please take a tomato plant. So I gave my little niece a plant yesterday. But yeah, it's all in, so it's really good. I'm hoping we have at least a week or so of dry weather, so the ground can kind of stabilize, because already I could tell the plants are like, no, it's oversaturated. Please, we can't handle this much water. It's been crazy. I've been trying to figure out a way where I could, but you got to watch out with the city, especially in my town, how I can build some kind of canal or something and kind of reroute the water out of my garden into another part of my yard. And so I've been doing some landscaping in preparation of doing something towards that. And I haven't actually figured out how I'm going to do it, because you got to watch out, because there's a lot of animals, and again, the city gets all bugged out of their brain when they find out you're doing something on your own property. They feel that they got to tell you what to do. I mean, everybody's just. I am very sick of it as a person who primarily stays out of the way of everybody. That's because at this point I have to, because if I'm out there, everybody's trying to do their thing, and I can't do my thing because I'm not going to impose like other people are. So I stay out of their way. I'm going to stay home a lot. I don't know why more people don't do that. What there is out there is, when you go out, I mean, all you're doing is spending money. Spend. Again, more people want money. And since I can't be bought and paid for, I also don't fall into the I'm going to spend. I'm not a consumer. I mean, I take offense to that for the consumer, because I feel that's an offensive word. It's all you do is eat. All you do is buy junk. That's what they're saying. That's all you're good for when they're calling you a consumer. And they just want your money. So they find ways, here's another one. They find ways that if you can't spend money because you're broke, lazy, whatever it might be, can't find a good job, I don't know what it is. They find a way to give you money, take it from people who do make it. That way, the people who can't earn money for whatever reason can go out there and still spend, because you got to keep that economy going. Because all those corporations need to continually make those profits good, and the government's got to keep rolling in them tax dollars. And y'all do it. Y'all fall for it. Y'all continue to consume, not knowing that all you're doing is feeding the monsters. And they don't make things cheaper on you. They don't give you a break. They don't cut you slack. The only time they do that is if you know how to work the system. See, that's something, again, people tell me, John, just do this, do that. Look, I'm not working the system. The system is dirty. I'm not dirty. I don't want to work the system. I want to earn an honest living, get paid for what I do, which is some hard-ass work. And lately, it's been covering for other people on top of it. Because people can't carry their own weight. Always want to make things easier. Always easier for them. And if it means burdening other people, making other people work harder, then the hell with it. As long as they don't have to do it. As long as they don't have to put up with it. Their life's better for it. Give them a raise for figuring that one out. They do. Then that goes back to, boss. Because if you don't do that, then they have control of your career, and they can decide not to, recommend you for a position that might be available. And it's given to someone else that's... What a rotten world this is. It's boiled down to the biggest kiss butts move ahead, and the one at top, they just love people to kiss my butt. Oh, I mean, that's why we promote sexual perversion, because in a way it's a little perverted that you want somebody to, stroke you off, so they can move up in the company. You got to move through those different degrees, especially if you're part of that fraternity. It could be the fraternity of Freemasons, whatever fraternity you are part of. It's all the same. I mean, of course, the people who have studied William Cooper, like myself, know that. People who haven't studied it and they join the fraternities and the different secret societies, you already know it's scamming if it's called a secret society. Although I don't mind exclusivity, I'll be honest with you, I don't mind it, because I'd like to go to a place without having the dregs of life follow me there. But today, you got to be inclusive for everybody. That means if the old lady that's wants to go out to the restaurant, she might have to put up with the people who hate the old lady because she's wearing a MAGA hat. Frustrating, as you can tell, folks. Because I just want a world. I've been trying for a long time here on the broadcast. I am trying to just enlighten people the best I can. I use humor, I use comedy, but I brought you the news, brought you as much truth as I could find. But when it boils down to everything, the real truth is people, the higher you go, the more dirty it is. The good people will always be at the bottom, carrying the weight for the dirtiest of the dirty. And the more dirty and corrupt you are, the higher you'll go. And if this is bothering anybody listening to the broadcast, there's a couple things you can do. One, you don't like it and you don't want to hear it anymore, you can turn it off. Click, gone. You don't have to. The other thing you can do is look at yourself in the mirror, because I probably hit the bullseye on something. And you don't like what I hit. You bing! And because of that, you're going to get upset with me. You get repercussions all the way around. So who cares, right? I'm supposed to care when I offer you more than you offer me. Us people at the bottom, that's where it's at. We offer more to those buggers than they offer us back. Everybody wants to work the system. Grown men, 60 years old, haven't worked in 15, 20 years a real job. Never owned a home, never had anything. Always lived off other people. They don't want to get a job now because, hey, that would get rid of their food stamps. You make too much, the government don't want to pay you to be a nothing. And those food stamps are good because you didn't have to pay for it. You can sit home. Sit home and maybe watch the news, maybe be grumpy, I don't know, whatever you want to be. Because you don't even have to work. Somebody else is working for you. Somebody else who's probably honest is paying your bills. And what do you care? Because you're making out. And when a loved one of yours doesn't have the the youth anymore, you don't go out there and you don't try to, even though you know how to build it, you don't try to build anything to help that. Yeah, because they're probably going to be useless really soon, if not already are. See, the smart ones keep getting new people to use up. The dumb ones find one, they use them up, use them as far as they can, and then finally in the end they leave. Anybody can talk to my ex-wife on that one. She'll tell you. She had a great plan there. But I wasn't even talking about her, but it kind of came to mind when I was saying that. There's people that'll just go out and scam the living crap out of you. And then there's people that'll pretend that they're friends and then they'll stab you in the back. There's the politician types. There's the entertainer types. There's all kinds of types. Can't trust a whole lot of them, though. Look at the individual. Judge them on their actions. That's why I kind of in the predicament, because I don't want to just go work for a full-time company anymore, because I know the scam. They can promise you everything, but you never get anywhere. Promise you'll be promoted. You'll be enrolled in a program. Promise you, and just around the corner. If you just wait a little longer, just wait. Eventually, when they run out of people they really want to promote, maybe you'll move up. Maybe. And in the meantime, don't get mad about it. Don't say anything, because your waiting is really holding you back. They're promising you something that probably isn't ever going to happen. It's to keep you motivated. It's to keep you working hard. I've lived through all that. See, nobody can offer me something in the future without me going, okay, well, talk to me when that future happens, because right now you're not going to do it, and you're not going to get more out of me just so I can get the promise of that in the future. Now, see, I'm old enough to know that that's never going to come. See, when they're promising you something, if you just keep working at it, you just follow the rules. What they're telling you is, you're never going to be that. You're just going to keep being promised something, so you keep working hard. See, if they want you, they'll go, hey, put in for this. Do this. We're going to move you up. We're going to do this. You're going to come here. You're going to do that. We just need to go through the formalities, but you need to do this. You need to do that. The ones in power, right? And as long as you're playing nice, getting those chapped lips, some might get sore throats. Sometimes it just goes beyond the lips. See, I'm quite cynical about where today's world is at, and the people that are really in control of everybody else, and everybody wants control of everybody because it makes them feel powerful and important. Nobody's really that important. I mean, technically, Donald Trump's important to the United States because something that happened to him, it would throw the whole thing into chaos there. A lot of people would like it, a lot of people wouldn't, but in generalities, you're not really important. People aren't important. It's how much importance we give them. And if you don't act like somebody's important, and they want you to act that way because they want to feel good, because they want to feel important, chances are you're going to get hosed in the long run, because they just want to control you. And maybe eventually down the line we'll give you something. Maybe. We're going to take a break, folks, because I think, we're up against it. Last segment on the other side of this.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
because the John Lebang Show will be right back.
After this.
That's guaranteed. Yes. At Absolute Skin and Body Care, they only use the best laser equipment in the industry so that you receive the best results possible. They'll explain all the procedures in detail and answer all of your questions. Absolute Skin and Body Care. If you're looking for skin rejuvenation, laser lipo, or laser hair removal, call Absolute Skin and Body Care. They're located at 37625 Ann Arbor Road, Suite 105 in Livonia, Michigan. Absolute Skin and Body Care. Their office phone numbers are 248-305-3000. That's 248-305-3000. Absolute Skin and Body Care.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
And it's so much fun. Well, interestingly enough, I was at PNC Bank, and they're jumping on the big bandwagon that I don't get it, but I think the whole world is sexually perverted, and they want to know each other's sexuality. I don't understand why. Because thinking about certain people having sex or being naked kind of grosses me out. I don't know. Maybe other people are cool with that kind of thinking, but I'm a little old-fashioned, and maybe that's what's wrong with me, right? Being an old-fashioned guy. It's amazing that I'm old-fashioned, because back in the day, I was kind of the outcast, because I had long hair. That's like a thing back in the day. Long hair was like the weird thing. Nowadays, long hair is nothing. In fact, if there's a guy with long hair, he's probably a straight guy. Back in the day, they'd rip on you, what are you, gay because you have long hair? And I'd be like, hey, well, what are you talking about? Every gay guy I know has short hair. Then I would point to that, Freddie Mercury, short hair, bro. I mean, he had it for a little while in the 70s when that was different, but he was looking like he was doing the David Bowie thing back then. But in the 80s, where I grew up, long hair was a rock and roll thing. And they like to pick on you for that, but that was the bad thing, right? That was the now everything that would have been ultra taboo back in the 80s is the cool thing. Everybody's got a tattoo. You got those big weird earrings, the bull ring, what do they call that? The septum ring. And all that is normalized now. I mean, there's people that this in the corporate position, arms full of tattoos. That would have never happened back. I mean, they wanted me to cut my hair to be in a corporation. I was like, no, you're gonna accept me for my work or whatever. See, and then they since I didn't follow the rules, they didn't want to move me ahead, no matter how good of a worker I was. But I'm in PNC doing some banking thing because they're my bank. Right there, they have you have to have a TV everywhere now. Even in the bank and at the paint store and everything. Everywhere's got to have a TV. I don't know why, but you got to have a TV. Got to keep those ratings for CNN and ABC up. So just place it everywhere. And they're promoting LGBT, X, Y, and Z, whatever. We support you. Come bank with us, right? I mean, even the banking industry is getting into the sexual perversion, sexual weirdness, whatever. Like, why do we have to know about sexuality? And when you go to the bank, are you going to walk in and tell everybody about your sexuality? Hi, I'm gay, everyone. I'm here to bank with you. Hi, I'm gay. Everybody clap for me. I mean, come on. I don't understand the point of all that. And then do the tellers come out and go, oh, great job for coming out to the bank. Good job, everybody. He's gay, everyone. Oh, good job. We're getting it everywhere. We support gay people. I don't care. Why do we even have to know about their sexuality at all? I had a friend tell me recently that somebody posted on a public forum there, one of those social media sites, about her new boyfriend doing some let's see, some interesting things sexually and posting that on this social media site. And I'm like, what is wrong, people? Why do people do this sort of thing? Back in the day, I mean, there would be jokes and stuff, but you kept your sexuality in the bedroom. We didn't want to know how freaky you were in the bedroom. That was for, if you wanted that, you go to a swinger. Now, what is it? Everybody's a swinger now? Could be. I'm so old-fashioned, maybe I haven't caught up with the times. You know, we got sex robots and transgender and then transhuman, and maybe everybody's a swinger and everybody likes, you know, they get with everything. Why not? Every freaky thing that you can freaking do, you can get freaking freak. There you go. Have a little fun freaking out. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I'm like, okay, maybe I just haven't, you know, the time has passed me up, which I think so. But I'm like, why would you, as humanity, go this way? What do you know, I just don't understand it. What is the benefit of being a bunch of sexual perverts? Does everybody just want to have, you know, share sexual diseases together too? I don't get it. So, whatever, I'm old-fashioned. Make our sex lives great again by not telling me what you do in the bedroom. I don't care. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're this or that and the other thing, man. But, you know, don't bring it out in the world. We don't need it. And we don't need a bank telling us, hey, good job. We support you. Who cares? So what, 1%, 2%, 3% of the population? You make a big deal about that. Ooh, like a little kid in third grade, right? Oh, good job. It's like this corporation that I have dealings with. They have women's groups, and I'm not opposed to women's groups, but if they won't do a man's group. You can't just have an all-men thing. That would be sexist of some sort. Having an all-women's group, no, that's not sexist. Don't ask me why. I can't figure out the difference. Hey, but whatever. They have a quota on promoting minorities. Doesn't matter how good the person is. But I don't think promotions mean anything anymore anyways. In fact, I think they keep the best hardworking people at the bottom. Because who else is going to do the work? It's not the people they promote. Those people slack off all the time. They just want the big paycheck. Oh, I kissed the best ass this week. Give me a raise. Ooh, goody. Because they want to be in that position to where they go, you have to kiss my ass so I can help you get a promotion. Yes. You don't want to offend the person that might have your career in their hands. No, you don't want to do that. Because you might end up being a nobody then. You don't want to do the grunt work the rest of your life. You'd actually have to be a good worker to do that. And you're not a good worker. As you can see, I have a little disdain for the levels of society at this moment in my life. It's all a big joke. You know, we're hurting for money, so we're trying to figure out how we're going to bring in more money. So we try to start a business. Because God knows nobody's, you know, is throwing money at the radio show. Each and every week we produce broadcasts, giving content to radio stations and the many listeners and all that. But ain't nobody contributing to the show, so you know you got to find ways of bringing in income. So you got to come up with other means. You start a business. It's hard to figure out because you ain't getting no support to get that business going. You know, nobody wants to hire you for a job, no matter who you know, how many friends you have or whatever. Like, hey, you need this done? I'll do it. I'll do it cheap because I know you. No thanks. We ain't even gonna do it. We'll just leave it shitty. Oops. You go look for a job because you got a crappy job, and there's only other crappy jobs out there. I mean, you get paid for nothing, or you get paid okay, but then you have to work 405,000 hours every week. So you have no life. So virtually a slave for money, or you get crap money. Here you go.
here you go, because we have to pay you. We have to. I mean, we'd rather you just be a slave. I mean, can you come every day for free?
They'd love that. That wouldn't even get you promoted either. You could work 5, 6, 7 years for under what you should be getting paid to prove yourself, even though you got plenty of years in the business. And there should be no having to prove yourself. But hey, whatever. And then in the end, they go, "Hey, nice pat on the back, good job. Here's your crappy raise, which can't even keep up with the inflation. But hey, good job, good job." And we won't give you a review, or we won't tell you how we reviewed you, because you probably reviewed us shitty. I get it. That's okay. It's what we do, it's how things are, it's the corporate world. It's the crap goes to the top. Somehow it floats. I don't know how it floats. All the hardworking, the best people always have to carry the load for everything else. And I know I'm all over the place, but again, we could talk about subjects in the news, and we've hit a couple of them, but it's just all the same. And really it boils down to, why would you trust a politician? Why do you trust corporations? Consumers, I just read that. Consumer confidence, consumer. That's all they think of you. The entire business world, the banking world, the insurance world, the pharmaceutical world, the government, every major corporation, the movie industry, and the mainstream manufactured media. You're just consumers. All you do is suck up, eat everything. Oh, no. All you consume, as to quote a artist named Brocard, all you consume. Because that's all you are. Consume. Buy. Make us rich. And you get nothing really in return. Most of the stuff you consume, you're going to run out of it, and you're going to have to come back to consume more. So please get addicted to your consumption. And no offense, ladies, but that is why governments and corporations and everybody's jumping on board the woman bandwagon, empowering you. It's to empower you to spend more, to do more, to give them more. When you already had everything, what more can you get? You're not underpaid no matter what anybody is telling you. I know a specific industry that's a complete farce. You can't say it. They have their own women's group, and they pay the women, even with far less experience than their male counterparts. They pay them the same thing, if not more, because they don't want to offend anybody. They're so sensitive to your needs and minority needs. No matter how bad they are. I know of one particular instance that they bowed to because a minority was going to quit and cause a ruckus, so they gave him a bigger position. He ended up, let's get high at work, bro. Let's just say that's where it went. And he didn't stick around. He just used that to go somewhere else. Used you. But that's the corporate world. If you ain't there to kiss butt or use each other, if you can't be used, if you can't be manipulated, if you can't be altered, if you can't be threatened, then they're going to keep you. Especially if you're a good worker, they're just going to keep you at the bottom. Why not? They don't have to pay you much. And you do. And you cover the workload for other people. Why not? Then they can promote their buddies, promote their friends, the people who kissed their butts and bent over. I know one guy that admits you offer him enough money, he'll do whatever. And I know there's very few of us out there that have that same moral fiber to where you can't offer me a bunch of money, a bunch of stuff, just to do what you want, because I'm not going to do it. People have tried. You're not going to change me. If you want to offer me money, to help out this, whatever, it's great. But you have to understand, I'm still going to do my stuff. Right? Can't bribe me. And the people that consider me a mentor, you ain't going to bribe them either. I was considering that the other day. I was like, there are actually a few people who I've been able to influence a little bit. They don't reject what I had, my experience. They don't, old man, what do you know, old man? I tell you, I know a lot because I made a lot of mistakes throughout my life. And I've had a lot thrown at me that I think other people haven't. We all have our crosses to bear. Of course, there's no doubt about that. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. One more John Lebang Show in the can, just like that. Snap, boom, pop, we're at the end. Don't forget to go to our website, www.jlebang.com. You can catch the archives of the show, maybe if you missed any portion of this broadcast. Want to thank all the affiliate stations carrying the John Lebang Show. Please, you can go to that website I just told you about, and you can see the entire schedule for the radio broadcast right there. And feel free to support the nearest station to your location. If you're in New York, we have 920 WON The Apple. If you're in Seattle, Washington, we have Get Smashed Radio. If you're in California, there's Naja Radio, there's Radio Love. If you're in Las Vegas, there's Radio Vegas Rocks. If you're in Florida, they're all over the place down there. Bubba Army Radio, IRN Radio, Tampa Bay FM, and Rat Pack Radio. We got you loaded. We're all over the country. In Connecticut is Digital Revolution Radio. In Chicago, there's 24.7 The Stream. We have, if you're in the United Kingdom, there's Vulcan Sound Radio, WRFN 1025. If you're in Australia, it's DBLA Radio. I can't remember them all, but I'm trying. If I've forgotten any, just go to there and check them out. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, I'm John Lebang, signing off from the Banger Studios.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Tune in again next week. Same time, same space, same station.
Resistance is futile.
Pane in the Glass, commercial and residential window cleaning for a beautiful sparkling shine that's crystal clear. Call Pane in the Glass Window Cleaning. You can find them on Facebook at Pane in the Glass.
Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com.
Follow them at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look them up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.